Welcome, everyone. My name is Therese Lane, and I am here at RiverWoods, Durham. We have quite a few of you joining us today. We want to thank you for your excitement and interest in learning about RiverWoods Durham new expansion that we are referring to as Phase 2. Again, we want to thank you for taking the time to learn about the new apartments we will be building and to learn about our priority program. I am joined by my colleague Dan Witham, and Dan and I are going to take you through the next hour and provide a lot of detail for you for the priority program. But I just want to point out what we're looking at here. We're looking at two RiverWoods Durham residents that were enjoying cross-country skiing in Durham at Wagon Hill. And we have a number of residents that cross-country ski and snowshoe as well at Wagon Hill and at our trails here. So just a little bit of housekeeping. As you know, you're all on mute, but it is very important to Dan and I to hear directly from you what questions you may have. You may have quite a few questions. So we've definitely built in time at the end to make sure we address all of your questions. And we definitely appreciate any suggestions you have for upcoming topics. So now we're going to get right into it. So I know a lot of you are very familiar with RiverWoods history, but we really feel it's important to just share that again as we're talking about a new chapter here for RiverWoods. And there also could be a number of you that may have recently joined the wait list. I just want to share with you, those of you in attendance today, you are RiverWoods Exeter future residents and RiverWoods Manchester future residents. So just to share a little bit, RiverWoods was founded by these two very smart and tenacious women, Rosemary Coffin and Mariana Hatch. They came together because they wanted to improve the experience of aging. Their dream was to create a vibrant community that would provide support and healthcare if and when it was needed. And that dream came true with the opening of the first campus that many of you are familiar with at RiverWoods Exeter in 1994. We celebrated 30 years, and Mariana's dream of a community in Durham came true when we opened up the RiverWoods Durham community in November of 2019, 6 years ago. So now RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 is creating the next chapter. Today, RiverWoods has grown into the largest family of CCRCs in northern New England. RiverWoods Exeter has 3 campuses. RiverWoods Manchester was our first acquisition in 2016. And as I mentioned, RiverWoods Durham is the newest community, having opened up 6 years ago in November of 2019. These communities all share the same values, the same practices, and we're all governed with the same family of communities. So RiverWoods today, we're governed by a CCRC board that focuses on the existing communities. It's a volunteer board, and that board focuses on existing communities and sustainability for the future. The acronym TRWG is the RiverWoods Group. It is here to support the system. The RiverWoods Group offers fee-based support to the 3 communities, and that fee-based support, it's mainly back of the house. It includes finance, information technology, human resources, marketing, and quality. The RiverWoods Group helps to fund any at-risk portion of any projects for growth or improvement, but each of the three communities is financially independent of the other. RiverWoods is also not-for-profit and mission-based. And Rosemary and Mariana, they dreamed of bringing a better way of life for older adults. And through this system, we are making that dream alive every day. So I want to introduce you. I told you I was joined by my colleague, Dan. Dan Witham is the director of sales. Dan is with the RiverWoods group. And Dan, he's leading the sales team across the three communities. And he joined RiverWoods in 2022. He had previously he'd been a graduate of Newbury College, where he focused on hospitality. And he's now dedicated to helping future residents and their families to find confidence and clarity and belonging in choosing the right life plan community for them. Next is myself. I'm a sales manager here in Durham, and I was part of the team. I was brought on back in 2017 before the construction even began here at RiverWoods Durham. It was a very busy, exciting time. I had come from the software industry, but I really loved making the transition into senior living because I really wanted to make more of an impact. And I have loved my experience working here. 8.5 years. I became the sales manager at RiverWoods Durham in 2023, and I graduated from the University of New Hampshire. So I love working in a vibrant college town, and it's really enjoyable to work where I had gone to school. So, also, a number of you may be familiar with Kelly Fires. Kelly Fires is a senior living sales counselor here. Kelly has been in the senior industry for over 20 years. She joined RiverWoods in September of 2019, right before the community opened up. And when Kelly joined, she was first focused on direct admissions into our healthcare building here in Durham. But recently, she's now also focused on working with future RiverWoods Durham independent residents that want to make RiverWoods Durham their home. And Kelly does that with a lot of empathy and care for her future residents. And to round out the team, we have Rebecca LeBlanc. Rebecca has been with RiverWoods for over 3.5 years. She started at the front desk, and we were successful in luring her over to the marketing department over 1.5 years ago. Rebecca has been wonderful for the team. She's really she keeps the glue, she keeps it all together here. Rebecca's also considered an IT expert for staff and residents. So that is the RiverWoods Durham marketing team here. But today's agenda, we're really going to go over in detail phase 2 planning. So Dan and I are really excited to share with you the details of the new apartments that we will be building, and to share with you the details of how the priority program works, and then most importantly, what your opportunity is here. So just for an overview, I remember back in 2017, when I began, we actually had over 600 households engaged with the priority program. So we were surprised that we had received such an overwhelming response to what we're now considering phase 1 of RiverWoods Durham. It was an extremely busy time then, and we're actually seeing a lot of the same interest and the same excitement here with phase 2. So the team, when we started allowing our then future residents to reserve the 150 apartments here. We had 150 residences and apartments committed, reserved, and we sold out in less than 30 days. It was actually 29 days. We set a national record. We didn't know it at the time. We were told later. But that was a very, very exciting time. And then when RiverWoods Durham officially opened up in November of 2019, we were 100% occupied by February 2020. So we expect similar interest in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2, and we have received quite a bit of excitement so far. So the important thing that we'll share today with this priority program is that it's open to Riverwood's future residents before the general public. We're going to be opening it up to the general public in January, but Dan is going to cover a lot of detail, but there is no commitment at this point. If really the point of the priority program is for you to basically wave your hand and let us know that you are interested in potentially in the opportunity for a new apartment in phase 2. So some of you may not be that familiar with RiverWoods Durham. You know, some of you may have had tours here previously with Dan, myself, or Kelly Fires. I just want to share with you some of the services and amenities here in Durham. So we do have a large restaurant style dining area we call the bistro area. And then we have a more formal area called Jackson's Landing. So it is a fun part of the tour to bring somebody into our dining area because they're always very impressed with the open concept, the way it's laid out. We have 2 areas where you can dine outside if you choose to. We have a rooftop terrace, and then we have a patio, and we have a pergola there opening up to the courtyard. So the dining area is very spacious, and we have, again, casual areas for casual dining in the bistro and then more formal dining. We do have a beautiful library. We have a community store, and a number of these service and amenities are really organized by residents. We have a living room we call our Piscataqua room. We have a multi-purpose room called Tremont Place where we have concerts and when we have speakers come or resident meetings, we have it in our large multi-purpose room. We have a lot of additional rooms. We have a lounge on the 4th floor that residents can reserve for private functions, family parties, or to meet with residents on your wings or a book club. We have a very large fitness center. We have a yoga studio, an additional cardio room as well. So that our team of 3 fitness instructors can actually hold 3 classes at the same time. We have a large engagement with our residents in the fitness program. We do have a beautiful creativity art studio. We bring in an outside art instructor, Annie Stone. We also bring an outside music director, Mary Doan. We have over 30 residents that are part of the choral group. And we have fitness, we have concerts every 8 weeks. Our wellness clinic is staffed by a nurse practitioner and an RN and our director of social services. We have a salon, Rosebrook Salon, to get your haircut, massage, manicure, pedicures. Of course, courtesy transportation to medical appointments. And all utilities are included in your monthly fee, including your landline phone, internet, and basic cable. So that just wanted to share some of the services and amenities for you there. So healthcare here, our healthcare building is called Newfound Lodge. we did build a large healthcare building. As I mentioned, we have 150 independent apartments here, and we built a healthcare building with 72 apartments slash residences. And that number 72 is made up of 24 assisted living apartments, 24 suites for nursing care, and 24 suites for memory support. We intentionally designed our healthcare building based on the latest research and the latest thinking on how best to provide for nursing care and memory support, and that is the small house model. It also goes by the term household design. It's a more intimate, more home-like setting. A household has 12 private rooms with private bathrooms surrounding a central living room area with a stacked stone fireplace, central dining room area with a fireplace, and then an open kitchen with the chef there. So it really fosters our person-centered approach and fosters socialization. And of course, there's respite care, as you're familiar in RiverWoods Exeter, RiverWoods Manchester. It's very personalized. The clinical team is always working with the wellness team to anticipate what independent residents' upcoming needs may be. There can be many times independent residents need respite on a short-term stay. And we accommodate for that, a lot of personalized healthcare. So more of what you really want to hear, the phase 2 opportunity. So I will dive in. We will be building 55 new apartment homes. And those 55 apartments are going to be in 2 hybrid buildings. The term hybrid it's a new term, but the term hybrid means it's a small community residential design concept. It has a neighborhood feel, simplicity of design. These are not large scale buildings, so it's really creating warmth and connection. You can feel like you're in a smaller neighborhood, yet you are part of a larger community. So you really get the best of both worlds. In those hybrid buildings, one of the hybrid buildings will have 29 apartments in it, and the second one will have 26 apartments. And in the middle of the 2 buildings will be a beautiful community center. And Dan is going to show us the architectural renderings of that community center and share with us all of the amenities in the community center. So we will be building 2 one-bedroom size apartments. We will be building 1 bedroom with den apartments, and we will be building a 2-bedroom home as well. So on this slide, this is showing you how that number 55 is divided up. Our smallest apartment is called the Bellamy. We will be building 10 of those. And then our larger 1-bedroom is called the Cochico. And then the Ellis is our 1-bedroom with den. We will be building 24 of those. And then the Lamprey is the smallest of our 2 bedrooms in the original building. We will be building 12 Lamprey apartments. We have worked with, we've worked with our current residents, asking their feedback on the floor plans of these existing apartment styles. And the residents gave us feedback and shared that feedback with our architects. So we will be making some updates and improvements to these existing floor plans. We will have those new floor plans available first quarter of next year. But as you can see, of the limited number of apartments that we're building, it's important, as Dan shares the details of the priority program, if you are interested at all, it would benefit you to sign up for the priority program today. Again, there is no commitment today for you to do that. So it may be the first time you're seeing the floor plans here. What we're looking at is two of our one-bedroom apartments, the Bellamy and then the Cochico next to it. And we will be sending a recording of this webinar, so I'm sure we will send that recording tomorrow. It'll be more helpful for you to be seeing this the next day when you can look closer at these floor plans. On this page, we do have the floor plan of the Ellis, the one bedroom with den. And our Lamprey, again, that is the two bedroom. So I'll point out that on the left side, the Ellis, the one bedroom with den, it's 1,050 square feet and it does have 1.5 baths. And the Lamprey on the right-hand side, it's currently 1,217 square feet. But we're working with the architects and making a little update on there. So again, this will be helpful for you. You can look closer at it in our recording that we send you. But certainly if you do want these floor plans, Dan, Kelly, and myself will provide those for you. This is an aerial view. Oh, I got ahead of myself there. Sorry about that. So just a little bit more on the features and benefits. Again, those hybrid buildings will be two standalone buildings. And what I think is a great benefit is that for each apartment, there will be a dedicated parking spot in the ground level garage. So if there are two people in the apartment and both of them are driving and have vehicles, we will offer a secondary spot as well, but that will be surface level for the second car. And certainly, as you're all familiar, once you join RiverWoods, we will take care of the snow for you. So you won't have to worry about the snow. So on the ground level of these buildings is a parking garage. And then there will be 3 floors of residential living there. And there will be shared common space in each building. So it'll be really nice to be able to gather with your neighbors as well. And there'll be easy access to the brand new community center. There will be a lot of different social areas. There will be a lounge, a club room, a bistro, beautiful outside patio area. So lots of areas to gather and socialize in the community center as well. You'll have full access to the full range of community amenities. And we know transportation is important because these buildings are not connected. So we will have transportation options to the original building because your main dining is taking place in the original building. The multi-purpose room is in the original building, the wellness clinic, the fitness center. So we know transportation is important and we will have transportation to the original building. So what I think is actually one of the most important benefits is that if you do receive the option for a new apartment in phase 2, it's really offering you future certainty because you will know 18 months in advance very specifically what the month is when your apartment will be available. So that will give you 18 months to downsize. We know that you all have a big downsizing projects if you've been in your home a long time. It will give you time to get ready to put your house on the market, work with your realtor. So that'll give you quite a lot of time to organize and plan. But as you know, when you're on a wait list, you have 60 days to do all of that planning. So we have heard from a lot of you that having so much time and having that certainty of knowing when your apartment will be available is a big benefit for you. And we just wanted to show you what the existing community looks like. We have 5 wings of independent apartments. Again, 150 independent apartments in phase 1 here, and the healthcare center is connected behind. Again, we call that Newfound Lodge. We have many raised garden beds around. We have lots of our residents do enjoy gardening. And if you can see the blue areas of water there, we are a 1/4 mile from the Oyster River. A lot of residents do have kayaks and do enjoy kayaking there, and the Oyster River opens up to Great Bay. So we do have a sidewalk that does take you, that you can walk straight to downtown Durham. We are a mile and a half, a little under a mile and a half from downtown Durham, of course, where the University of New Hampshire is located. So our residents do enjoy being so close to a college town. So next, I am going to turn it over to Dan, and Dan is going to share with us the site plan for phase 2, go over the new buildings and their proximity to the original building.
Thank you, Therese. And thank you everyone for joining today. I know several people on the call, but we're excited to share the site plan. We're also going to see some of the buildings in our hybrid buildings, community center, and talk about the priority program and our intent to commit form upcoming. So that is all coming up in the next few slides. This is our new site plan for RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. If you have visited before to RiverWoods Durham, the original building is this area here, as Teresa showed you on the last slide. That is our current building. RiverWoods Durham is located off of Route 4 and Route 108. Route 108 is this road here. If you see the little red dot, my laser pointer is very helpful for people looking today. The original building down here is our marketing center, otherwise sometimes called the barn. That is where RiverWoods Durham, before the original building was built, the marketing team worked out of that building as people were placing themselves on the priority program, reserving and doing all their finishes. So original building here. Our new phase 2 is developed on the opposite side of Stone Quarry Drive. This is the road that is a town road that comes all the way, loops around all the way down here to the town of Durham building. The first building that I'm going to show you here is the West building. This is one of our 2 new hybrid buildings called Heron. That is the new name of the building that has been designed. That will have 29 apartments in the Heron building there. We'll focus in on that building on the next slide in a little more detail. I want to note, though, from this slide is the Heron building, West building, is directly opposite of our original building. So people that are concerned with distance, walking from their new hybrid home over to the original building for services, as Therese mentioned, dining, our Tremont Place for any events and our fitness programs and more. It's a very short walk, maybe a couple minutes from this building over to the original building. There will be new sidewalks put in on Stone Quarry Drive. You'll see the sidewalks all along the road line here. They're also dedicated with green space in between the sidewalk and the road. This road also has a new curve shape. Currently, it's a 90-degree angle, and now it'll have a beautiful new curve shape to make it easier access for people coming and going. So sidewalks coming across, and then the entry into the original building through here, or using transportation entering the building from this side through the main entrance. As we go down Stone Quarry Drive, you'll see the next building is the new community center. We have named that community center the Hatchwood Community Center, and I'll talk about that upcoming as well. Therese mentioned a few of the nice new amenities in the Hatchwood Community Center, and we'll focus on that on the next slide as well. And then continuing down, our second hybrid building, which is our East building with 26 apartments, will be called Osprey. So our two new hybrid building names are Heron with 29, the west building, and the Osprey East building with 26 apartments. Again, each building will be a short distance from our original campus, dedicated sidewalks and crosswalks to come over to the original campus, along with new transportation options, as Therese mentioned. And then we have a dedicated facilities garage to help out our maintenance team with snow removal on the sidewalks, our parking areas, and more. So that's a brand new building to assist our facilities and maintenance team as well. So again, the new buildings, the two new hybrid buildings, community center and facilities building are really all to engage and meet the needs of our current residents and our future residents coming to RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. This is our Heron building. As I told you, I'd focus on each building a little more specifically. Again, the Heron building being the closest to the original building, just a short walk across on our dedicated new sidewalks and crosswalks to come across. The Heron building is offset a little bit into the woods area here. So some of you are on the RiverWoods Exeter waitlist and are used to the beautiful wooded campus or that rural nature. So the Heron building around the perimeter will offer a little more of that sense of style. There also is a dedicated dog park that is for RiverWoods Durham residents, so you can enjoy that. And then surrounding this whole area is a little over 3 miles of dedicated walking trails that are here for the residents, part of phase 2, and our original residents. So these walking trails exist today and will remain once RiverWoods Durham phase 2 is completed. Each building, the Heron building, will have its own residence. Again, the first floor being the dedicated parking spaces underneath the building, and then 3 levels of independent living apartments on floor 2, 3, and 4. Very similar, if you've been to RiverWoods Durham, to the current concept of our original building. Then you also have EV stations for those people with electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles. There'll be 2 of those outside of each new home here in the community. Moving a little further down Stone Quarry Drive is the Osprey East building. Again, this building will have 26 apartments, very similar to the Heron building, the other hybrid building, a ground level parking garage with 3 residential floors on 2, 3, and 4 above. Again, a very short walk, maybe a few, 3, 4, 5 minutes over to the original building or taking transportation services. Again, the beautiful wood line all surrounding the building, so giving you a really good sense of that rural nature. A lot of people really like when you look out your windows, looking into woods, trees, and that nice scenery. And then we have the Hatchwood Community Center, a very short walk across from the Osprey East building or a short walk down the street from the new Heron building. The new Hatchwood Community Center is named after, as if you were listening earlier, Therese mentioned Mariana Hatch. She was from Durham, New Hampshire, so we have continued her legacy by naming the new community center Hatchwood, combination of Mariana Hatch's last name and the wooded tree background all surrounding. And as I mentioned, the beautiful walking trails all surround this area throughout the woods here and behind the original community over on this end as well. This is an architectural elevation rendition. It's a tough word to say on a Monday, but we're doing it. So it really is showing you kind of what one of the new hybrid homes would look like here at RiverWoods Durham. So seeing that bottom, we see the stone structure. The beautiful stone structure is the base level or the first level. That's where the new parking garage would be underneath each hybrid building. Above, there are 3 floors of residential living. So you'll see 1, 2, 3. Many of the apartments in our new hybrid buildings also will have covered balconies. You can see them all listed here. There's a dedicated entry point. Each building will have its own elevator, an entry foyer, and each building will have backup generation. So if we ever do lose power, each building, including the Hatchwood Community Center, will have a backup generator as well. This is showing you another architectural rendition. I'm having a little tough time with those words today. This is showing you our Osprey hybrid home building. Again, showing you the base level, the beautiful stone facade here, and the residential living above with some of the covered balconies here. And again, the close proximity here to our new Hatchwood Community Center. Again, this hybrid building, Osprey, will have 26 apartments on the 3 stories above and a very quick, short walk across to the new Hatchwood Community Center and a short stroll down the sidewalk to the original building. Speaking of our Hatchwood Community Center, this is another rendition from our architects. So you can see kind of the height. It's a 1-story building with the lofted ceilings. I'm going to talk on the next slide a little bit of what is involved or inside of this building, but we like to give you kind of a sense of what the building will look like. Taking some of the colors and rich colors from RiverWoods Durham existing building and using them on this one. The beautiful architectural roof line, again with those lofted ceilings and lots of windows to put in a lot of light into the new Hatchwood Community Center. This is another rendition of the Hatchwood Community Center, and this is coming down Stone Quarry Drive on the left-hand side. So this will give you a good sense of the green surroundings, the beautiful lawn, and then the backdrop of the woods behind. There's also a beautiful outdoor terrace on the back side of this building for any outdoor activities, events, whether it's gathering of family, friends, residents, or more. In the building, in the Hatchwood Community Center, is a shared resident experience. Really open gathering spaces such as a living room. When you first walk into the original building at RiverWoods Durham, it has a beautiful living room. This will be duplicated in the new Hatchwood Community Center. A bistro style dining. So people want to say maybe a light breakfast, maybe a morning cup of coffee to socialize with friends and other residents of the community, or a light lunch, some of those fresh made salads, sandwiches, or just getting something to grab and go and bring back to your home. This is a community center that will be shared by all residents of Phase 2 and our original building. So again, promoting that sense of unity and community. Residents can gather for movies, celebration, card games, other social occasions in our large kind of club room area. If you've been to RiverWoods Durham, we have a beautiful room called Ray's Place. It will be very similar in nature that you can reserve it for a private celebration, or it can be just used for all residents, committees, and more. The large outdoor terrace, again, for gatherings and relaxation, and really having that sense of being outdoors with nature. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about our priority program, the benefits over the next few slides, and then what our intent to commit form will look like that we'll be sending out today. So the priority program, again, is available to you as RiverWoods Exeter and RiverWoods Manchester future residents today. This is an opportunity to choose a brand new residence by having a priority number to get your place in line to be part of the original 55 reservation depositors and gain access to these new apartment homes that you will have a chance to reserve. So as Therese mentioned, acting now really just gives you a chance to get the lowest possible pricing that will ever be offered for RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. By getting a priority number, it puts your place in line to have an opportunity to choose an apartment at RiverWoods Phase 2. Pre-construction benefits. People love to personalize their home. So you will have a chance to choose your finishes in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 if you're one of the 55 that have a chance to reserve an apartment. That will include cabinet selection, stone countertops for kitchens and bathrooms, picking out your flooring, whether it's luxury vinyl planking or carpeting, or even upgrading, paint selections, and really just making it your own personal home. So that's a really big option of Phase 2, that pre-construction benefits and the opportunity to personalize your finishes. Certainly, as Therese mentioned very well, is the opportunity to have a dedicated timeline of when you'd be moving to RiverWoods Durham. Having a chance at one of these new apartments gives you that benefit of not having 60 days once accepting an offer, but having almost 2 years of planning ahead with a potential of November of 2027 as a timeline of moving to RiverWoods Durham. So just under 2 years instead of 60 days, really to have that sense to enjoy your life over the next 2 years, to have a chance to downsize over the next 2 years, and to put your home on the market if you are selling without that short-term window in that particular case. Our priority program benefits. I talked a little bit on the last slide of those, but this is really a no-risk obligation that says you have some sort of commitment or interest in RiverWoods Durham. Phase 2. If you have a little interest, a strong interest, or maybe even slight interest, the opportunity to join the program, the priority program for you today, is really important to get your place in line ahead of people from the outside, the general public, that will have an opportunity starting in January of 2026. So again, time to consider options. Today, we're going to talk about our intent to convert form that you'll have a chance to complete following this program. There's no obligation to move forward, and that's one thing that we cannot stress enough. It does not change your place on the RiverWoods Exeter or Manchester waitlist. It does not move your deposit over from the RiverWoods Exeter or Manchester waitlist today. It is just a chance for you to have an opportunity to get your place in line for one of these new homes in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. We will provide you with a priority number based upon you completing the intent to convert form later today. This will show that you have some interest in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. And come the spring of 2026, we will be sharing, as Therese mentioned, floor plans in the early winter months, pricing for new RiverWoods Durham Phase 2, and have the opportunity to give you a chance to ask a lot more questions by being part of this priority program. So again, spring of 2026 is when we are looking to go from our priority program to reservation depositors here at RiverWoods Durham. Our timeline, just as a refresh. December 3rd is when the priority program opened to RiverWoods Durham future residents. So they have received the same program just about a week and a half ago and have had the opportunity to join the priority program. Today, December 15th, the program opened to you, RiverWoods Exeter and RiverWoods Manchester future residents, to join the priority program. And as mentioned earlier, starting January 2nd, our priority program opens to the general public. So today is the time to act and join the priority program, have that chance for the intent to commit form to be completed. In the spring of 2026, as I had mentioned, we'll sit down with priority members in the order of when you received your priority number to review the available apartments and locations to reserve at RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. Our construction is slated to start in the summer of 2026. Won't be like winter it is out today. And then our first move-ins, as I mentioned, are expected in late 2027, sometime around the November time period. So it gives you that, again, that sense of that timeline to make your decision now to join the priority program and have an opportunity for an apartment in the spring of 2026. Our intent to convert process. I really will take this very slow because there's a lot of really good detailed information to share with you all today. At around 2:30 p.m. today, you will receive an email from info@riverwoodsdurham.org. That email will be sent to each of you who have registered for today's program. Really important to note, in that email will be a link to complete our intent to convert agreement. That is the opportunity to join the priority list at RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. By doing this, you will click the link to complete the DocuSign form. We will go over the form in the next few slides so you'll know exactly what the form will look like and what fields to select. And again, by completing the form immediately, you will receive the lowest possible priority number available to you. Again, we are expecting a large submission today, like we did with RiverWoods Durham. So completing the form as soon as you receive the email and link today would be very important. Each form will be received and time and date stamped down to the second. Really important for people to know. That will be based when the form is submitted and received by RiverWoods Durham and our marketing team. Number assignment will be in order based upon the time and date stamp that is received. So I will just make that known. Again, at 2:30 today, the info@riverwoods Durham email will be sent to you with the link to complete the intent to convert form. By completing this form, I would love to, again, note that there is no obligation to move forward. It is really reserving your place in line for that opportunity for RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. So by completing the agreement today does not move your deposit, does not change your place on the wait list of RiverWoods Exeter or RiverWoods Manchester. Here is the form. So when you receive the email today and click the link for our intent to convert form, this is the first page that you will see. It is a power form signer information that will be on the top of this form. On this page, your obligation is to put in your name and email address only. If you are more than one person in a household, a couple, partners, and have two people on a reservation agreement, only one person needs to complete this form. If multiple people in your same household complete this form, We will receive the form that comes in first with the time and date stamp and use that as the priority program placement. Down below, do not change fields below. We cannot stress enough, please do not remove the name Rebecca LeBlanc or Rebecca LeBlanc's email address at RiverWoods Durham. This field, if you remove the name and email address, your form will not be received. So I cannot stress enough, the only field on this form that you need to complete is your name and email address. Once doing so, you'll hit begin signing, that yellow button below. And I'll just note it with the little red button here. So begin signing once you put in your name and email address. Once you have entered your name, email address, and go forward, this is the first page you will see. This is a welcome note from Rebecca LeBlanc, our marketing coordinator here at RiverWoods Durham. So again, this is really just a message, a welcome page for you to join the priority program at RiverWoods Durham. Once you see this page, click the continue, this yellow button that will take you to page 3. Page 3 has a lot more detail and information. I want to go through each paragraph so you have a sense of what each paragraph includes, again, prior to you receiving this just after 2:30 today. In paragraph 1, it says you are entering an intent to convert with your reservation fee or deposit for RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. This would only happen if you accept an apartment in the spring of 2026. Again, by signing this form, it does not change your place on the wait list of Exeter or Manchester or move your deposit. It is showing intent for an opportunity at RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. Paragraph 2, if you have completed a CDP, many of you have completed a confidential data profile to join the wait list. It could have been recently, it could have been some time ago. If this was done prior to July 1st, 2023, we would ask you to submit a new updated financial profile, our CDP, 30 days after filling out this intent to convert form. We will remind you if you do need to have an updated CDP submitted. Paragraph 3, receipt of the intent to convert form. This will put you in your place in line for an opportunity in the spring to reserve an apartment. Again, this is in fact if you do want to select an apartment in Phase 2 and are offered the opportunity. By signing this form, there is no commitment other than getting your place in line. If your reservation fee, if you do reserve an apartment in RiverWoods Phase 2 in the spring of 2026, we will be requesting a 10% deposit on the new entrance fees of RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. Deposits would be transferred from your existing community, Exeter or Manchester, over to RiverWoods Durham only after accepting an apartment. It will not happen before then. Again, if your deposit is less than 10%, we would request the difference to be paid to join one of the reservation depositors in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. Paragraph 4, again noting the importance of signing this form does not change your current place on the existing RiverWoods Exeter or RiverWoods Manchester waitlist. It is saying that you just have interest, whether it's strong interest, mild interest, a little bit of interest in looking at the pricing, floor plans, and having that opportunity to reserve an apartment. If you choose to remain on your existing community's waitlist in Exeter or Manchester, you could place a second deposit at RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 if you chose to do so. Again, this would not happen until you reserve an apartment sometime in the spring of 2026. In the last page of the form, and for many, the most important page, is here. I'm going to use my red highlighter again. The sections that you'll be required to fill out this form if you choose to do so today. The first is my preferred RiverWoods Durham floor plan. Therese went over the 4 styles of floor plans earlier today. You will have a drop-down box that you can select one. One meaning what is your preferred floor plan? It does not mean in the future you cannot change your floor plan to a different style, but we're interested in knowing what you are interested in today. The preferred floor plans will have a drop-down box that will show you a 1-bedroom style, a larger 1-bedroom style, a 1-bedroom with den style, or a 2-bedroom style. So select the one that is your preferred floor plan in this box. The second part is this section here. If you are in a joint wait list agreement for you, your spouse, or partner, in the future, you will be required to have the second person sign this form. For the purposes of submitting the form today, only one person needs to submit the form to receive a priority number. Once we receive all the forms today, we will return the form with a priority number and the information included down below completed for the second person's signature. But for purposes of today, only one person needs to submit this form. The drop-down box, you will select yes if you have more than one person in your household. Otherwise, the option is no. The next is the applicant name, using my red highlighter here. Please put in one person's name. Again, if you're a couple or partners, only one person needs to complete this form. Put in the person's name. For some of you, maybe you have used DocuSign, some may not. The next box is the sign box here. Signing this is important. If you've used DocuSign before, you will have a saved signature. If you have not, again, click the blue box. You will have to adopt a signature. You will confirm your full name and initials, and then there's a yellow box to click, adopt, and sign, and then your name signature will appear here. The final box that we require you to fill out is the finish box. Once you have completed section 1, 2, your name, and signing the form, you will click finish. The features down below are to be completed by RiverWoods Durham team. That includes the date we receive it and the priority number, the reservation fee that you have in your existing community, the date it was received, and which community you are part of. So again, for today's purpose, the floor plan preference, if you're single or couple or partners with a yes or no, your applicant name and signing the form, and click finish. Again, by doing this, one form will be received per household. If we receive more than one form, we will take the first time, date, and stamp form as the priority number placement in that particular case. Again, by filling out this form does not change your existing community waitlist or deposit. It just says you have interest in our next step. This form will be completed by RiverWoods Durham and returned back to you with a priority number by December 18th, which is Thursday. So you will not receive back a priority number today by completing the form. They all will be returned on Thursday, the 18th of December. We're expecting a high volume again. So by completing this form in a very short time period, we'll get you a higher priority number and better placement for an opportunity at RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. The last section here, once you complete
And can I just say the
you
lower
can.
number?
A lower number, sorry, yes.
Said higher number, lower number.
And lastly, once you submit your form, this is the box that will come up. So we purposely have used this and want to show you this because when people complete a form, they think they're going to get an email back saying it has been submitted. So when you submit the form, you are going to see this. You can download your form, print your form, or just close the box. If you have any question of whether your form was received, certainly you could reach out to RiverWoods Durham, our marketing team here, and we can certainly confirm that with you. But please note, we are expecting quite a few forms to be submitted today. I'm now going to turn it over because I'm sure we have quite a few questions. And Therese, we can start looking at questions. And if you have questions, please use the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. So we can answer any questions that are on your mind. I'm sure we have plenty. And then we'll talk a little bit about why our names and phone numbers are up here shortly.
All right. Thank you, Dan. I think it was very appreciated that you went through in detail what the form looks like. I know RiverWoods Durham future residents really appreciated us going through what each page looks like so you would know what to expect. Dan, thanks for all the details there. And we're sure that you have many questions. We've already received a few questions already, so I will take a few here. One future resident asked, will the new building include assisted living and nursing care? No, the two new hybrid buildings will just have independent apartments in those buildings. Our healthcare building we call Newfound Lodge that has 72 apartments slash residences there. That is in the original building. And as Dan mentioned, for one building, it's a very short walk right across the street. And the second building, it could be a 4 to 5 minute walk on the sidewalk. But as we mentioned a few times, we will have transportation. So we continue to have meetings on what the best options are for transportation. But just know that that is definitely important for us to have residents to have a lot of transportation options right here to the original building. Um, and we received the question of how many of RiverWoods Durham future residents joined the priority program. So it's we received quite a bit of interest. We were really pretty surprised at the number of people that joined. But I'll tell you the number, and I don't want you to be discouraged, and I want to tell you why. So we have 87 future residents signed this intent to convert form. So as you know, as Dan mentioned quite a bit, that's not a commitment. It does not mean in the spring that they all want to move forward. Just like yourself today, it's just stating that they could be interested. And so we don't want you to be discouraged because certainly in my history from 2017, when we started with phase one, we did have over 600 priority members back then. And certainly, as you can imagine, even with the with people that do decide to reserve an apartment, the first 55 that reserve an apartment, we know that not 100% of them will move forward in the 18 months and move into an apartment. So definitely my history has experience has shown me that a lot of things can happen. People could move across the country, family members may move, they may follow adult children. As you know, people's plans change. So certainly, I'm happy that we are opening it up to this group today, Riverwoods Exeter and Riverwoods Manchester future residents. And the goal is to have between 150 to 200 priority members. So having 87 on from the Riverwoods Durham wait list just means that they're excited, just as interested and excited as you are. But there's certainly plenty of opportunity for you to be offered an apartment. Dan, I'll let you do the next one.
Sure. A good question from William. The Durham Planning Board has given RiverWoods Durham conditional approval of the RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 project. So that had taken place in November. So that's been very positive. That is the reason why we are moving forward with the priority program and anticipated construction in the summer of 2026. Another question, Jane. If we submit the intent to convert form today, will we remain on the Riverwoods Exeter waitlist? And the answer is yes. Again, by filling out the intent to convert form today, it gives you a priority number to get your place in line. So it's not changing your current waitlist position in Exeter or Manchester if you are one of those communities. Does not move your deposit over, does not make any changes until the time of spring, where you'll have the decision to make if you're offered one of the new 55 homes to either move your deposit off of the Exeter or Manchester waitlist to the Durham Phase 2, or to say, I'm going to give a second deposit and staying on both lists in that particular case. Most people are probably going to make the decision to do one or the other in that particular case.
Great. Great question about what about the approximate cost of the various plans. So for the cost, the monthly fees will be the same as the corresponding apartment style in the original building. But the entrance fees are going to be determined in the first quarter of next year. The process that happens when it comes to determining entrance fees is we have the construction document, and our architect's AG architecture is working with the construction document now. They will then present that back to our CFO, Kevin Goyette, and he will work with our development partner to determine the entrance fees. So it is quite a process that needs to take place to determine those entrance fees. But as soon as we have those, again, in the first quarter, we will share those with you. And when we have the specific updated floor plans, we will share those with you as well.
Sorry, I'm just going through the questions as well, Therese. There's a question about traffic on Stone Quarry Drive. Currently, Stone Quarry Drive is a town road owned by the town of Durham. The traffic, I would say overall, is very light, other than maybe some RiverWoods Durham residents or RiverWoods Durham transportation. The only other traffic generally is the town of Durham Public Works. So one benefit, I guess, is that we get our roads plowed first in the town of Durham on a snowy day. But otherwise, the traffic is pretty limited until you get down to Route 108 or Route 4 in that particular case.
We did get a question, what if you'd like to enter the priority program on behalf of a person on a current wait list at Exeter or Manchester? How best to submit? I think that the if this is a friend of yours that you might be thinking of, that may not be familiar with the program, I would forward this to them, the email that we're going to send you, and they can sign up right away. But certainly if you want us to assist you with reaching out to someone that you think could have a lot of interest here, please reach out to us. We have those 3 phone numbers there for Rebecca, myself, and Dan, and we can help you with that.
There's a few questions that maybe just for clarity about health centers. As Therese mentioned, Newfound Lodge is the health center here at RiverWoods Durham. That is for RiverWoods Durham residents in that particular case. Anyone that is in Exeter is talking about centralized health center. Each health center at each community takes care of the residents at their community. So building in Durham is not changing anything in Exeter, just to clarify that for a few people.
Do we expect this to change the wait list in Exeter? It it could a small amount. I wouldn't expect potentially large differences in the wait times for Exeter. But once we get it's really going to be in the spring when we have the first 55 future residents reserved and committed to the 55 new apartments is when we will know how many of those were from the RiverWoods Exeter wait list, and then we will know how it may affect the time they're on the RiverWoods Exeter wait list.
Therese, do you want to take the pool question? I know that's a common question we all get.
Yes, we do have access to a pool. Residents do use UNH's pool. UNH is a beautiful indoor pool. And so we have residents that swim in Dover as well. But our community life director is working on potentially having RiverWoods Durham residents use a RiverWoods Exeter pool in the future. So she's having those discussions now.
I'll answer the next question for Frank. We are planning on sending the email. Again, it's info@rwdurham.org is what will come to your inbox at 2:30 today. Um, Good timing on your question. You'll see on the current slide, you'll see our three names, Rebecca LeBlanc, our marketing coordinator, Therese Lane, who's been speaking, our sales manager, and myself. We have listed our phone numbers if you want to do a screenshot or write a couple down. If you do not see an email after a few minutes after 2:30 today, please call us one of these numbers so we can assist you in getting the information to you. Again, if you don't see that email a few minutes after 2:30 today, feel free to reach out to one of the three of us. We gave you three numbers in case one person starts getting some phone calls. We want to make it fair for everyone. So that's why we have three numbers listed up here. So please reach out if you need assistance if you do not see that email come today.
And we will be, as I mentioned, when we get the updated floor plans and the pricing, we will be having additional informational webinars for our priority members to keep them updated on the latest information as we receive it. So I know we're going a little bit past the hour here. We do have just a few more questions, but I think we have just two questions left, and we have your name, so we can reach out to you with these two remaining questions, but we don't want to keep the group too much past the hour. So certainly, as Dan mentioned, you have the phone numbers there on the screen. If you do not receive this email from us for whatever reason after a few moments, please reach out to us and we can just forward it on to you. Great. So we want to thank you all again for taking the time to learn about this priority program. We are very excited about this new chapter in RiverWoods, and we look forward to sharing all the new information with all of our new priority members as that new information is available for us to share it with you. So thank you again. And Dan, thank you for the detailed information you provided on the intent to convert form, as well as the new buildings here. Great. So thank you, everyone.
Have a wonderful
Bye-bye.
day, and we'll
Okay.
look forward to you joining the priority program.